How's it going, guys? It's currently September 23rd, Monday, first day of the trading week. We're currently sitting up $202.26. I took one trade today on NVVE. I'm going to break that down and what I was looking at today. So we'll start off with, turn the computer on at 8:30. BDTX had just had some breaking news, but it had too much volume. I mean, it had too many shares. It had about 56 million shares, or a float of like 44 million, which just made it too high. So I turned the computer on normally around like 8:30 a.m. So right about here, and I just see this huge drop off. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna watch a little bit more. 8:35, it just continues to sell off, and then it hits a all-time low of like 446 down here. I'll mark this level. So I was like, yeah, this doesn't fit the criteria I like. So I immediately crossed this off in my head and went on to focus on NVVE, which was the number one leading gapper today, or leading gainer today. So I'll break this. Let me zoom this out for you. So here's my entries and exits, so you can clearly see I'm not bullshitting. And then let's get rid of these. So I turn the computer on, I look at these levels. Let me get rid of all these drawings. Remove them, clear drawing set, bang. Cool. I turn the computer on, I see it has a high of 865 on the day, and then I see it has a low of about 663. So next I break it down and I look, okay, I read the candlesticks and see how does it get here and what's a good entry for me. So I see when it hits this high day of 865, it pulled back really hard, huge rejection. So that means that people didn't love it at that level, but it was able to squeeze back up. And it hovered around VWAP for most of the morning. So I was like, okay, cool. I took my first entry at 8:45 around. I tried to get filled at 7, but I got filled at 7:10. My order didn't go through at first. I took a small position. I was up a few dollars here. It pulled back again. I wanted to add, but I was like, let me just make sure. I ended up buying another 150 shares, giving me a total of 250 shares. And then after that, we waited a little bit longer, and then more volume started to squeeze in. The thing that made me really confident about this trade was, let me switch over to the daily chart. If we look right here on the day, I made money on this stock on 9/18 too. So I made like $240 trading it that day. And it did 14 million volume that day. So at 8:30 a.m., it was already at about 10 million volume on the day. So I'm like, all right, what's the chances that it doesn't get another 4 million shares traded in the next 10 hours? So I was like, oh man, super bullish. I know it's going to end up higher than this 14. It's currently sitting at 26 million shares traded on the day. It'll probably finish somewhere around 35, 40-ish. Who knows? It might get hot in the aftermarket. So who knows? So next I go back to the 5-minute. The one thing I didn't like about this stock is it didn't have a news catalyst, which really makes it a lot easier for me to trade than it has breaking news. But the fact it was the number one stock of the day, or as in the previous video, I named it the prettiest girl. All the attention was on it. Everybody was watching it. Everybody wanted a piece of it. So as soon as it started to pull back, I jumped in, got me a piece, and was able to ride it up to the next level. The first level I wanted to start selling at was $8.10, right about here, because this is where it started to run into resistance last time. And then I wanted to sell again for a high of day. I didn't sell for a high of day. I was out by 9:35. I ended up selling somewhere around like this 840, 850 level, wrapping up. So I made nearly $1 a share. Overall, this trade, I give it an A+, maybe an A, just because it didn't have a catalyst. But the entry was great. The exit was great. I could have held for a little bit more, but if you look at, once it hit the new high of day, it pulled back and dropped dramatically. And I would hate to be in this move. Like at that point, I would be risking $250. I would be risking $250. I'd be risking to lose $250 to make $70, which really isn't worth it at that point. So I was happy with my exit, got out, turned into a green day, and I still think it has some room to go back up because it's holding this new level of like 6 pretty steadily, but I'm done for today. I'm going to go and get onto some other business. But if you're interested in learning the stuff that we trade, how we trade it, knowing what we're going to trade before we trade it, join our free trading community. The link is below. It's completely free. It won't be free forever. So join now and we'll teach you how to make money. And also, we're looking to make anywhere from $800 to $1,200 this week. We're currently up 200, so a couple more green days and we'll be there. Don't miss out.